it's time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light them up.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Cigar Talk. This week, we're going back to TPE with a great interview with Cyn Coburn, the new owner of Dissident Cigars. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We have a special guest at TPE 22. We're in Vegas, and we have Cyn, the new owner of Dissident Cigars.
Yeah.
We've had you on the show before, but in a completely different capacity.
It was, and that was, a couple years ago, right?
Time flies.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, you were relatively new into the cigar industry.
Yeah, I was about 2-3 years in at that point, but mainly focused on motivational speaking, and we were doing the Kick All the Ash events, and yeah, so it's a very different world than it is now. Totally shifted gears.
And I mean, we had some really good conversations back 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you guys are I know, right out the gate, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You're also motivational speakers. You're also speaking to people on issues that people need to be made aware of.
Yeah.
And so fast forward 2 years later, you're a cigar company owner.
I know, so crazy, right?
I mean, I didn't even know that was in the possibility.
I didn't either.
Well, tell me how this happened. And first of all, let me say, it's a great cigar line.
Yes, it is.
I mean, when I found out that you had bought that line, I was so excited for you, but I was also excited for me. You may tell you why?
Yes, I do want to know why.
Because I love the home.
Okay.
And we won't get into that, but that semi-box press, that dark, not overly oily, but texturized wrapper, and then you smoke it, and it's a dream.
It's won a lot of awards. It's a really great cigar.
It is.
Yeah.
And I mean, your whole line's great. I recently smoked the whole line. You know, you guys are already in the Leaf in Abilene, Texas.
Yeah.
And I didn't smoke those cigars much before you bought them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I couldn't stand Ben.
Oh.
Ben, boo. No, you know what? I'm kidding. So Ben came by the studio and did a show, and he brought me a home. And I smoked it on the show, and I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Wow.
And then after PCA was over, I never heard from him again. So, because I'm an asshole, I just like to poke. So I don't really dislike Ben. I just like giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
But no, are you so excited about the cigars that now you own?
Yes, I'm absolutely excited because it's not, if any other brand approached me to buy, a cigar company, I don't know that I would do it, because it really has to fit who you are as a person, so if it was just something totally out of par with me, like I said, I couldn't do it. And when Dissident came along, I was just like, man, how, that's perfect. It just fits who I am, who Josh is. There wasn't much that I needed to change, it was more so just growing the brand. So it was
which is perfect for you.
Yeah. And it wasn't hard to say yes. It was more like, take all my money. All my money.
And is there a little fear there?
There is a little bit of fear, and I don't think it's uncommon. I think even those who have been in this for a long time, there's always that fear because there's this ever revolving door of rules and regulations and, right down to your customer base. You want to make sure that they're enjoying your cigars, so the fear comes from all different avenues, but with the fear, there's also a really good excitement to it.
Right.
So I'm excited.
I was going to say, just from what I know about you, fear never detours you from doing what you're going to do.
If there's a fear to it, I'm honestly like, okay, that means I need to do this.
I got to explore this.
Yeah, where so many people, they run from it, but That's not me. That's not me. I've learned over so many years that no, fear is actually, it's a good thing. And
great
you
motivator.
learn about yourself.
Right.
You know, you grow as a person when you can conquer
And how many
this.
times did we have something that we had fear of, and then after we conquered it, it was like, I don't know why I ever had that fear.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a fear of the unknown. But when you realize that, you know, even failure really isn't failure.
It's learning.
Then it is. Yes,
I always say that.
Yeah.
If you're not failing, you're not doing anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, like even failure, it's like you pick yourself up and dust yourself off, and you keep going.
Let me tell you, yesterday here at TPE was a huge failure for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'd never been. I had it made up in my mind what I needed to do what I wanted to do for the show. And then when I got here, nothing was like what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
And
those
I was
expectations
like,
will kill you.
Oh, yeah. And so, you know what? We ended up doing this. And I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like now, when we left yesterday, I was like, you know what? I feel good about tomorrow.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you needed that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Came in with a new confidence.
So, what changes for the brand happen because you're the new owner? You're not just going to leave everything the same.
No.
You got to, I mean, I really have never seen your line of cigars being marketed.
Ah, okay.
Have you?
No, you know, I knew of the brand, but that's because, you know, I'm really good friends with James and Angela Brown, who own Oveja Negra factory.
Right.
You know, so within Oveja Negra, you have Black Label Trading Company, you have Black Works, you have Emilio, and you have Dissident. So I knew of Dissident because of that. And I mean, that factory as a whole is just phenomenal, you know, so being presented with Dissident, it was exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, these cigars that come out of Oveja Negra, like it can't get any better than that. And I've been to that factory and I see the
and those
love.
people are great.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah. I mean, right down to the employees, like everything is just so amazing, and they truly care. And you know, they work in these teams and they stay in these teams to ensure the quality, and everything is just like so meticulous. And so the fact that we were presented with this opportunity to buy Dissident, I was like, oh yeah, yes please, because I mean, I just love anything that comes out of that factory. So
oh yes.
But with that said, yeah, I'm not going to leave things the same.
Are you changing the logo?
We are.
I mean, I would expect that.
Yeah, it's not going to be a total change, but you know, I understand marketing. And so there's certain things that I'm doing to enhance the marketing, to make certain things prominent in people's heads to grow the brand. So working with some things on that. And then there was some small batch cigars that were out there that I just moved into core line. I felt it was necessary just because there's really not that many Dissident cigars out there. So needed to have a bigger array of the core line. And the other thing that I keep telling people is, because I already had a following prior to Dissident, there's been a lot of people that approached me that want to smoke cigars now. They want to try it. And it's like, oh, like, what do I do? Offer them a tirade? Or like, you know, I can't do that. Like, all of these cigars are very strong, you know?
You know what? I don't think the home is that strong.
No?
I smoke a lot of cigars.
It's intimidating.
I smoke a lot of cigars. So it may not be strong to me,
Right.
but like a brand new person, yes, probably.
Yeah.
I think that cigar is just so complex. It's a great smoke.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that strong. But it's, you know, for Tim, he might think it's strong.
Right. Yeah. And we have the rant, but it's still, I don't know. I want to really work towards getting a cigar out there that is just friendly for everybody. So that way the new people coming in, they're not shying away from the cigar experience. You know, I don't want to lose anybody because I want to promote this, because people that don't understand cigars, they don't understand that it's family. No matter what, you walk into a lounge and it's family.
Right.
And I want people to experience that just by itself, because when you walk into a lounge or you go to a party where people are smoking cigars, you have an hour just to bullshit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I'm sorry.
Oh, hell no. Don't be saying bullshit. We don't curse on this show.
But yeah, so I'm so humbled by the cigar community. I've learned a lot because of the cigar community, and that's not because of cigars. Yes, I've learned a lot about cigars, but it's more so about life. I've learned a lot about life because of cigars, and I just really want other people to experience that, because you can't walk into a bar and have that same experience.
No.
You know?
Because first of all, when people go to a lounge, they're going there to relax.
Yes.
When people go to a bar, there's a lot of different agendas.
It's totally opposite.
But it's not for hanging out and getting to know someone.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the night, you go your separate ways.
Right.
It's the only place that I don't go to bars. I only go to cigar lounges.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, definitely the place to be. I mean, just as you were saying, a bar is just a totally different agenda. And, with lounges, a lot of people smoke cigars for kind of the same reason. It's relaxing.
Right.
And you have an hour to just reflect and to think and to
relax. And if you hang out with a friend, you smoke even 2 or 3 cigars in a whole afternoon. Yep. If you're at a bar and you have 4 or 5 shots, you're not having you're having dumb conversations, okay? Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely are. Yeah, it's getting a little slurred. You don't know what you're
I mean, so I and maybe it's because I'm older now. I just don't like that whole vibe when you go to bars.
Yeah.
When I go to the cigar shop, it's the people. Mm-hmm. And I've developed such good friendships that I've never had the type of friendships until I had the cigar lounge to go to.
Yep. And what's crazy too is you could be in the same room with, a garbage man, a police officer, an entrepreneur, someone who's running this Fortune 500 company, let's say. It doesn't matter. Everybody's so willing to talk about their own personal experiences and give advice, and people are receptive to it. And I mean, so many solid relationships are formed at lounges.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just really want more people to experience that, because it's just such good people. And, cigar lounges and cigars by themselves that have gotten me through a lot, and I think the more people realize that, the more they're going to find a love for cigars too.
Oh, absolutely.
So starting that Connecticut, that's important, because I don't want them to be scared away and they're like, hell no, never smoking a cigar again. I feel like puking, and I don't want that. So
please make the Connecticut, at least in whatever you decide, do at least one Vitola of a Robusto.
Okay.
Just a standard Robusto.
I'm putting it in my bank.
Don't go fancy on a Vitola. Just a Robusto is a great size to smoke.
I agree. I'm a huge fan of Robustos. So, yeah.
Now, are any of the cigars in your line like a 6x60?
I've got asked that a lot. I don't believe we have any in a 60.
I didn't think that any of them were.
No, I think we have a 5x54.
Okay.
So, kind of close, maybe a 56.
See, I'm not a big fan of big ring gauges.
Uh-huh.
And I love the smaller ring gauges, but I don't like Lanceros. Do you like Lanceros?
I don't. Not a fan of Lanceros either.
Why is that? Why do you not like them?
It just feels weird in my hands. I know that the flavor changes. You can have the same cigar in a Robusto, and you can have the same cigar in a Lancero, and you're going to get different flavors. But I just don't like the way it feels in my hands, no matter what I smoke.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just weird. You have to pay attention to it, kind of like a box press, And I don't have time to pay attention to what's in my hand.
And everybody tries to get me to love Lanceros. Because I said I don't. As soon as you say you don't like Lanceros, now 50 people's going to be like, hey, smoke a Lancero.
But try this one.
Right.
I'm like, fine.
And I've smoked some of the best Lanceros. I don't want to smoke them.
Well, Black Label has Lancero that I actually truly like, and it's the Bishop. And I will smoke that one. I love the Bishop's blend.
Does it come in another Vitola, though?
Oh, gosh. I think it does, but not for the limited release that he did. There was a 5-year or 10-year or something that he did. But I loved that one. That one was really good. So I'm kind of that's it. Don't try to get me to smoke another Lancero.
I smoked the Lancero by Robert Caldwell. It was the Long Live the King.
Oh, okay.
And everybody's been on me to smoke Lancero. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to smoke it. I smoked it. I took my time with it. And the flavors were amazing. And the experience was not fun.
Really?
You can't smoke a Lancero too fast.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't smoke it fast enough, though, it goes out. I don't want to think about what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
This is just whenever I'm ready for a puff, I have one. I
Right.
don't want to have to baby a cigar.
And it's also about the weight too. I don't know why, like the weight of it, like when they're shorter, I don't know, they just kind of like sit in your hand good. But when it's a Lancero, you know, it's a little bit different. And you're just like I said, you got to think about it.
You're not
I'm
smoking
like,
cigarettes.
no. Oh, do you remember like the Virginia Slims? Like that's kind of like.
Oh, yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah, that's kind of like what my brain goes to for some reason. I don't know.
It was like a little coffee straw.
Yes. Those are so popular. But yeah, that's just like immediately what my brain goes to. So I don't know. So I don't know if you'll see Lanceros from me, but we'll see.
I'm going to guess not. That's just my gut, but we'll see. So are you planning on, like, how many cigars are in the core line right now?
Oh gosh, I think there's
Now, not Vitolas, but just the core line blends.
right. I would say there's like 5.
Okay.
5 of them, I believe. But there's going to be more coming, like actually really quick. I kind of hit the ground running with this. So
Okay.
we're working on some other things, working on a LE that's going to be out hopefully by PCA. So that's going to be a real limited release, like really limited. And it's, you talked about earlier, if I have any nervousness or anything towards anything, it would be this LE because it's so different. It's so different. And I can't say why. But I hope when people see it, they're like, "Oh my gosh,
What's it look like?
I can't tell you that.
Is it a secret?
That is a major secret."
I thought you were
yeah.
saying that you couldn't tell me because you didn't know.
No,
You're not
oh,
telling me because
no.
it's a secret.
No, this is a secret.
I won't
yeah.
tell anybody.
No, for all you listening out there, he's telling nobody.
I won't say a word.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you're just like, it's so different that I'm eager to hear what people have to say about it. I don't foresee it being anything negative, but you just never know.
There's always some negative.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, and I've had quite a few people smoke it. It's a wonderful cigar. It's great. The appearance of it, everything is just different.
Is it dark?
And
is it light? Is it medium in
I
color?
am not giving you any information.
Wow.
None. But I think it'll be one of those ones where hopefully if it goes the way it does in my head, it's going to, people are going to be really excited about it. And I'm going to be doing some things personally to these boxes as well. So yeah, I'm a little excited. I want to see. It's going to change the game. I'll say that because I don't know of any other brand that has done this. And I need to do more research.
Cigar-wise?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's that different, and I can't say why.
Well,
but
all right, I'll wait. Now let me ask you a different question. What do you think about Candelas?
That's a tough one because I've really only had it when it's been
A barber pole.
Yes, and there's reason for that, So I've never really attempted to smoke a Candela on its own.
Me and Bryant, same. And we were like, you know what? Let's smoke a Candela on the show.
Wow.
And this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Anyway, I started toasting the foot.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, man, that smells funky. And Bryant was like, don't ruin it for me. I haven't even got started yet. I'm just like, dude, that doesn't, And then I think I smoked half of it. And I was like, that's not for me.
So is this a brand that has just a pure Candela wrapper out there? I mean,
Lots of cigar companies have just pure Candelas.
Wow.
Fuente.
Okay.
It was like and I can't remember, so it was like an 858, but in Candela.
Wow.
And then somebody else shipped me one and was like, you might not like that one, but try this one. And then,
Candela's kind of still a Candela.
I don't want any Candelas, yeah. So
there's a reason why they make them more in barber poles.
Now, I don't know if you've ever seen or had the Romacraft Black Irish.
I haven't.
Oh.
No.
So it's a very dark cigar.
Uh-huh.
Like really just a beautiful dark wrapper. But then they have like a little thin line.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's actually beautiful the way they did it.
And so I'm cool with that. You know what? You used Candela to make something beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I'm not getting a lot of Candela from it. It's very limited.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not overpowering by any means. Yeah, because Black Label's done the same thing. So, and it's very tasteful, you know, like they put a lot of thought into those cigars for that reason, you know, because Candela is hard to work with. So they're smart, you know, and we'll see. I want to kind of play with that whole avenue.
Yeah, I think as decoration, it's great. I just don't want to smoke all. Now, you know what? Never say never. Because somebody might bring a Candela that's just lights out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know.
You don't, yeah.
If you say, I'll never smoke this, then you're shorting yourself on an experience.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
I used to say I hated Connecticut's. I love Connecticut's now.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So I had to have an emergency surgery a number of months ago, and this was like pretty quickly after we moved to Nicaragua. And I was smoking pretty much just Maduros and Habanos at the time. And then I had my surgery, and I didn't smoke for like 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, obviously, like I couldn't go right back to the Habanos and the Maduros for obvious reasons. You know, you kind of got to build up. But I just had a new love for Connecticut's. You know, I mean, it's just so weird how your palate changes. I mean, because I'm sure there's going to be a time where I'm like, I don't want Connecticut's anymore. Like, I want to go straight, you know, like right back to all these other ones. But yeah, like,
like where I am now is I've done the full circle, and now I love them all. And I just pick and choose based on how I feel, what my mood is, what time of day it is.
Okay.
I like them all.
Yeah, yeah. See, right now, like, Connecticut's are still, I'm that typical person. I want that Connecticut in the morning, you know, with a nice cup of coffee. And
90% of the time, I'm having a Connecticut in the morning with coffee.
Yeah. The people that do those Maduros first thing in the morning, I'm like, more power to you, dude.
I used to do that. That was me.
I'd be knocked out on the ground.
Oh, I mean, back in the day, I was smoking like Lee Bijou 1922 from my father's. Have you smoked one of those?
No, I have not. I actually haven't smoked many of my father's.
It's a pretty powerful stick.
Okay.
LFD Chapter 6. I mean, the Partagas Black.
Okay.
Those are full body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I smoked all day. And it was like, I'm immune to the nicotine boom.
Okay. Oh, you're lucky.
Well, I mean, I'm ADHD. Chemicals interact with my brain differently than most.
Right.
But it just takes a toll on your palate. It's not the nicotine. It's just like, I still like those cigars on occasion, but I don't want to smoke it all day.
Right.
So now, the Connecticut first thing in the morning I love.
Yeah.
Then I move up to like a sun-grown or a Habano.
Okay.
And then by the end of the day, I've smoked everything.
You know what's crazy? There is one cigar that I probably could smoke in the morning, and I've always claimed this to be one of my favorites, is the Superfly. Like,
I've never had that cigar.
What?
I've never had that cigar.
Oh my gosh. That is like, the first time I picked one of those up, I was like, you know, I'm just going to try it. Like, their marketing for it, everything was just so beautiful.
See, I was the exact opposite. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not smoking that.
Oh, no, you can't. You got to try it. It's so good. It's so smooth.
Many people have told me it's a great cigar.
It is, and it's one that you truly can pick up in the morning and smoke it. I will, firsthand, that is one that I can absolutely pick up. And it's just so smooth and enjoyable through the whole thing. You forget that you're smoking a Maduro.
Really?
Yeah, because you're just like, you know, typically Maduros come with a pepper and like a heaviness to them. And
now, have you smoked the Cyn Compromiso?
No.
Oh my gosh!
You gotta like.
I gotta hook you up. Oh my gosh! So that's Saka.
Okay.
And it is a dark Maduro. But it is not hot. It's not peppery. It is like creamy.
Oh, see, that's perfect to me.
It's
like, I love
chocolatey.
That. Oh yeah.
I mean, when you light it up, to me, it's a great morning stick.
Awesome. That's what I look for. So yeah, that sounds amazing.
Cyn Compromiso. You can't miss it. I think it has a Celtic cross on it.
Okay. Well, and I can't forget the word sin.
Right.
So that'll stick in my head.
Yeah, I was like, what am I going to call her? Cynthia? And I was like, Cyn. Goes with the brand. So what do you plan on doing now that you're a cigar owner for this year? You going to PCA? Yeah,
I'll be at PCA. I actually have a booth. The Oveja Negra booth is where I'll be at. And a lot of traveling. So I kind of don't want to sit back. I want to, because this is a brand that's been here for a while, I want to make sure people understand that this is the face of the brand and that I'm not just sitting back and, watching things happen. I want to make sure people understand I'm right there. I'm for them. I'll be at the lounges.
Nice.
I'll be saying hello.
You're coming to Abilene, right?
Oh, I'll do all that. Yeah,
I told
definitely
Jay,
Texas.
you got to get her down here. You know what he said?
What?
She already contacted me, and I was like, wow.
I've been hustling.
I was impressed because I literally found out that you bought the company, and like a day later, I run into Jay, and I'm like, dude, I'm so excited, and this person is so cool. And he's like, oh, yeah, she contacted me already. And I was like, all right, I'll shut up. What do I need to tell you?
Well, I wanted it to be, it's important to me to, even though I'm the owner, to be with these people, and thank them for having my cigars.
Couldn't agree more.
It's not just about the reps. The reps are already out there, kicking ass and everything. And, I want them to know that they can talk to me too. Like, it doesn't matter that I'm the owner. Hit me up. Say hi. I'll say hi first, probably.
I don't know if you know the McAuliffe brand.
Uh-huh.
Do
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Do you know Al McAuliffe?
No.
Okay. Al is, I want to say 83. If I'm wrong, Al, I'm sorry if that's older. But I think he's 83. This last 6 months, he drove to every shop that carries his cigars.
Wow.
Across the country at 83 years old by himself.
Good for him.
He came to Abilene, sits down with just people, and talks.
Awesome.
He's not there trying to sell his brand.
Yeah.
But he's just a regular guy.
I love that.
Oh.
He sounds like I could be good friends with him.
You should meet him. You should definitely meet him.
That's how I am too, though. It's like friends first, man. Like, because in the end, like, I was doing fine before this brand. I'll continue to do fine. So it's not about business. In the end, if you get my cigars, awesome. Thank you. You're helping me. You're helping my family. But more so, prior to this, we were motivational speakers. So my heart is out there to help people and help animals and connect and make sure people are doing good. So that's another reason why I'm heading out there and saying hi. It's been a tough almost 3 years for people. So to get out there and kind of reconnect and shake some hands and pat some backs for making it the past 2.5, 3 years through all this bullshit.
Right. Hey, well, so tell everyone how they can find you on social media, where they can find your cigars.
Uh-huh.
And then, Tim, go to the front and let Mary in, our assistant. Go ahead.
So you can find me at Cyn Coburn, CYNNCOBURN. And that's on Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok, I think. I believe, yeah. And then Dissident Cigars Official. So Dissident Cigars _official.
I saw that.
Yeah, I created a whole new Instagram.
Was there one before? Because I'd never seen it.
It was the original owners. And I tried contacting them, but I don't know that they've even logged in years. So I wanted to make sure I create a new one and just start fresh with everything. So
awesome.
Yeah, I started that.
Hey, we are so proud of you.
Thank
you. We wish you so much luck.
Yeah.
And if you need anything from us,
awesome.
reach out anytime.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back after the break. Guys, hope you enjoyed the interview this week with Cyn Coburn. I know they're going to do great things over at Dissident Cigars, so check them out. Give them a try. Look down the show notes. We'll send you straight over through the link of Dissident Cigars so you can check them out. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Don't miss out the next week. We've got a special episode with me and Bryant talking about the top 10 Connecticut's. So until next time, keep it smoky.